Hey folks, great you're watching again and welcome to this English summary. Well, I'm not sure if I need to do this summary because I think everything is pretty obvious. Well, of course we had today a visitor, George, one of our patrons. He visited us and came to help. And well, he brought some miniatures with him. Of course, Type 69 and also Panzer IV he's working on. Yeah, interesting, because I have the same model, but I don't find the time to finish it. So yeah, great to see how it could look like if you spend some time to build it, of course. Yes, after that we started working on the BMP engine because I'm really curious how it is. We picked it up the other day at BAIV because they brought several vehicles and parts from Greece, and they also found this engine on a scrapyard. And as you all know, we need one extra shaft for the gearbox because that is worn out. So, well, I had to spend some money on this shaft, and the shaft, well, is not very cheap. Well, this engine and gearbox are, well, a little bit more expensive than only the shaft. But yeah, the difference is not that bad because, well, the shaft only cost 350 euros. And I paid for the engine with transportation, everything with it, 1,000 euros. So it still has plenty other parts I can use and even a spare gearbox, so it might be interesting. But maybe the engine isn't too bad. So we start disassembling this to find out. Well, when we opened the valve covers, it didn't look too bad. I didn't see much rust on the camshafts, it looked fine. Also, the intake valves from the intake ports also looked really clean. Well, then we took off the exhausts. On the exhaust, of course, there was some debris and contamination on the valve stems. But it looks like we can just polish that away. It's not too bad. But after that, we opened the head. So we took off the head. And then, well, that was a nasty surprise because it shows us that one of the pistons is broken apart and the connecting rods are torn apart at the crankshaft. Well, the piston is just shattered and it's in pieces inside of the crankcase. And one of the piston rods is, well, just pressed against the top of the crankcase. And probably this seized the engine because we cannot turn it over. Well, we collected a lot of parts from the piston through the side of the engine, in the hope we could get it, could free it up. Well, then we also opened the other head, and it looks like this piston is still in one piece, but well, most obvious it will be destroyed as well, because this complete con rod assembly, well, it failed, so it's most likely that one is damaged as well. The other cylinders have had some water, of course, and there's a little bit of rust inside of the cylinders. So these aren't good as well. We use some WD-40 on those to see if we can get them loose. And then we try to free the engine up by putting a piece of wood on top of the piston and then strike it with a big hammer. But we can't get it moving. Well, it's important to get to free up the engine because this is a little bit of I'm not really happy with this design. Let me put it that way. The thing is, if we want to split the engine and the gearbox, we have to remove the pressure plate. In order to remove the pressure plate, there is this small inspection hole on the top of the gearbox, on the flywheel housing, and you can undo two bolts. After that, you have to turn the engine and you can undo 2 other bolts. And this way you have to work your way around the complete flywheel, and you have to undo all of these bolts, and this will get the pressure plate loose, and then you can split the engine and the gearbox. So there's no way to do this without turning the engine. So this might be an issue. Therefore I wanted to see if I could free up the engine, but we did not succeed. Well, the idea now is to lift the engine as far as possible from the gearbox, and to try to take out all the studs from the engine which hold the engine and the gearbox together, and to see if we can turn the complete gearbox on the engine. So, well, in that way we should be able to undo all of these bolts and to split it. Okay, well, I think this is about it. Oh yes, we said maybe we should use all of the the parts of the broken piston and do some kind of giveaway together with our web shop or something like that. So please let us know in the comments if you like this. And that's about it. So I would say thank you for watching and see you next time.